everyone. So again, I'm sat here in 2 minds, 10 minds, 29 minds, whatever, on whether to do this video or not. Every time I do a video, I'm putting myself out there, and sometimes that can feel quite vulnerable. I'm sure you understand. And considering the energetic climate that we find ourselves in, and it's slightly different for each and every one of us, but some of us are going through really dense darkness, not just in terms of energy, but in terms of really severely, like that word depression is bullshit. That is a shitty, ridiculous word. That's really what it is, because it's reality, it's the truth. When you're truly awake, when you've done the work and walked your true path, when you've introspected deeply, continuously, with great perseverance, etc., etc., you become very aware of what runs the show. And it's not a case of, oh, I see what runs the show on the external, because that is only a reflection of what runs the show in here, and that is a fact. I get very annoyed with the perpetual, just all these people, they just focus on the external, and they're just held to ransom, and they just don't see it. And they talk about it, the external, about this, about that, about ooh, about R, and it's the whole Simple Simon. Simple Simon says jump, and they say how high, how high. But they take absolutely no responsibility for their inner state whatsoever. And it's only when you open the door to that, and when you start to go in to what everybody calls the subconscious, which shouldn't exist, but when you start doing that, that you begin to understand what is really going on. A perpetual inundation of negative, underhanded, gaslighting, manipulative, malevolent influence, right? It's like something happened yesterday, and it just somebody was meant to do something for me, but it was feeding it into me that, and it was using guilt. It's very, because it was so used to being under its control, that unless you become super self-aware, super present in every moment with great focus, you will miss it. You will miss it, and it will have you. The black hand, as in. But this person was meant to do something for me, because they promised they would do it, but there was this thing, oh, they're not going to do it, they don't want to do it, you should be doing it yourself, you're lazy. It was this whole dark, twisty nonsense, and it was absolutely horrible. And I began to feel really passive aggressive. I began to feel this kind of rage, and this kind of, oh, they're not going to do it, they don't want to do it, they're going to forget, it's not going to get done. Stress, fear, rage, all kinds of negative, low vibrational garbage. So, whoa, but I was in acute awareness, and I said, stop. Of course, this person did they did what they said they were going to do, and it was not an issue at all. There was no problem. There was no problem of any kind. The whole thing was fed into my consciousness, this whole drama, and if I'd have let it, it could have spiraled out of control. It could have caused major issues. Now, if you take that scenario and apply it to the world around you, or apply it to your relationships with your loved ones, or your family, or your spouse, or your whatever, if you apply it to the relationship you have with yourself, then you begin to get the picture. How it feeds into you and twists everything, distorts everything, your perception of yourself, your perception of the world around you, your perception, your perception, your perception. I've had, a lot has happened since the last time I did a video, which was about 18 days ago. A lot has happened. I had another tooth pulled out as well, which was horrifying. It played up and it was sore. And I called the dentist and I went in, and I did not see my usual guy. I saw another one, and he took an x-ray, and there didn't appear to be anything wrong with it, bar some kind of something. But I felt like I wanted it out because it's been playing up and playing up and playing up, and it just felt right. It took 40 minutes to get it out. 40 minutes. This guy, he's a good guy, he's a really nice person, but he's not the dentist that I normally see, and it took forever to get it out. It was very painful. I thought he wasn't going to get it out, but it did in the end come out. And then after that, a whole flood of really dense trauma came up out of me. And I feel, do you know what, I'm sat here just thinking on how to I feel really fragile and really vulnerable, and I'm not really doing this video for anyone. I guess maybe I'm doing it for myself, maybe to clarify, or I don't know. I don't know. Mightn't even finish it. What came up was this whole rabid, hate, rage-filled, trauma-based resistance to the light. The light not being something on the external. But I was shown the light within me, and that's something I hadn't really seen before, but I had a kind of vision. I mean, it was in the middle of the night, but it wasn't a dream. I was awake. And it showed me, without any doubt, that the light lives within us, that we are beings of light. But that this light has been covered up by so many layers of almost impenetrable filth that we haven't even known it was there, and that we have lived this life. You're all different ages, but maybe lives, many lives, who knows, right? We have lived in this extreme duality world. And I've shown things about that as well, but that light in some of us is becoming more and more obvious, very clear, and it is, it's moving in and out. Because the more you see the light within you, the more you feel and know its presence. Not as a mental construct, but in your heart, in your intuition, you feel, you're a being of light. It's almost like it offsets the darkness. It shows you so clearly the fetid, demonic filth that is the dark side, and how it attacks you and brutalizes you and subjugates you. It's a subjugation, a subjugated slavery. Like in the example I gave when I began this video. It does this every day, 24/7. It does it to you in your dream state. And of course, every time you watch a film, a movie, or read a book, or all the stories of this world, mirror it right back to you as well. Right? All the non-awake normies, all the NPCs, or whatever they are, everything that exists or does not exist in this world mirrors it back to you. It's a constant inundation of subjugated slavery through fear and self-attack, self-hate. Distorting absolutely everything. And because we are beings of light and we are creator beings, what it basically comes down to is that we are being predictively programmed on a daily basis. We are. And that's really what it is. That's what it is. If you pay careful attention, you will notice that others out there, soul people, it happens on a subconscious level. They're not at all aware of it. There's my neighbour going to work. All right. You're okay? Bless. Oh, she's a nice lady. She's I think she's from St. Kitts or St. Lucia. And they have that lovely red, brown, dark colour, beautiful. But she's had the V. And yeah, well, bless her. I mean, I really don't feel well at all. It's got to be said. I feel absolutely dreadful, and I'm so exhausted of doing this daily tightrope walk. Mental, emotional, physical, material, everything. And yet it's this choice I make on a daily basis, and not just once, but I make it every minute of the day, it seems, where it's a choice between fear and being a subjugated slave, crushed by this inundation of distortion of everything is shit and you're shit and things are not going to be okay and all the bad things are going to happen and you're not going to make it, versus making a conscious decision, a conscious choice to step out of that, because the light is in me saying that is not true. Now this is new for me, this is new, because it used to be a kind of, on a mental plane, awareness of that choice. And when I had that tooth pulled out, what came up was the reason why that choice is the most difficult choice, why in that choice inevitably also lies your greatest fear. That is it, that's it. Because what came up was, I'm never going to trust the light, this sense that the knowing that the light has my back, that I am part of that I am the light is me, I belong there, that I am innocent, that I'm pure, that I deserve true well-being, that this can come and does come from within me, that miracles and magic are real, are my natural state of being, as opposed to this filth-covered, subjugated slave that you better live in fear or else. Now, and it came up because the rabbit resists the rage because, yes, I've been here. I don't remember anything else, well, not much at any rate. And even when I do remember, say, the golden world or the shining world, as I call it now, it's there saying, oh, but that's just a figment of your imagination. That isn't real. You're nothing. You're not. There is no magic. There's no miracles. There's nothing. The crushing, the dark inundation, the subjugated slavedom. That's all there is. This is all there is. There's no way out. You're never going to get anywhere. You know, it's that. And you keep going back into that because you've been programmed in every fucking imaginable way to do exactly that. Because the biggest fear is that if you trust the light and if you are choosing to have faith in that this light has your back, that you have your own back, that you can trust yourself, that the light has your back, that everything is going to be all right, that everything that is happening is meaningful, that there is a great shift going on here from evil, dark subjugation to powerful light explosion of goodness and miraculousness. That the cognitive dissonance and the opposition to that, the light, is so incredibly strong because we've been mundane reality reinforced and programmed in every imaginable way, trauma-based. I liken it to an orphan child which has been really badly abused in this dark orphanage and is then adopted by these really amazing people, these really incredible, wonderful people. But because this orphan child has been so badly abused, it doesn't trust these people. And it takes a long time and baby steps, gradual, for this orphan child to heal from within, process, work through all the dark turnings of this abuse and to see the light of, yes, right, and to begin to understand and trust and have faith. This shift was always going to happen in here. It was always going to happen in here, and it's always been a gradual thing. I remember I was 8-9 years ago with this, and where I am now, and I look back and I see, wow, it's been, wow, what a journey. About, oh, this is our little friend. Hiya, sweetie. You're going to say hello? Hey, you're such a baby, aren't you? You are such a love. Yeah. There's our little friend. Please. Yeah. You okay? Yeah. It's not raining today. You've such dainty little paws, haven't you? Yes. Oh. You are a lovely little baby. You are. I know. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Right. Maybe it was about 2 months ago. So I wanted to try something out. Just a minute, so a bit cold. There is this hyperbaric oxygen chamber place in town. And I wanted to try it out. Something told me go there, and I got there, and the whole setup was wrong. It all felt off straight off. It was not professional at all. And this woman came up to me, and she was from an Eastern European country, and immediately I sensed demonic energy. She was incredibly overbearing. She began to rabbit on at me about fasting and about consuming sea salt and all kinds of stuff, and it was like I never ever go for that sort of thing. When I get people that are overbearing and are telling me you should be doing this and you should be doing that and this, that and the other, and it's just like, mind your own fucking business. I know what I'm about. This is my path and I know what is right for me and I know what isn't right for me. It's not for you to tell me that at all. There are such things as people offering genuine input, but they do it in such a way as to say this might not be your bag or this may not work for you, but I do that and it sort of worked for me. But you know, but people that say, oh, this is what you should be doing, and that's just narcissism. And I just wasn't having any of it, you know, and she tried to get a shitload of money out of me, saying that, oh, you should schedule at least 10 sessions, otherwise it isn't going to work and blah, so that will cost you 700 quid. And I just looked at her and I saw her demonic need for food. It was palpable. She wanted my life force, she wanted my money, she wanted. And I said, sorry, this is not for me, and I walked out. And the rage that came off her was incredible. Incredible, like wow. Now this is what happens. Exactly the same. That was a perfect example of what happens when you start to go into the light, and that is your own light, to understand intrinsically in your heart and intuition that you are a being of light, that you can feel that light, that you can feel that confidence, that knowing, that true well-being, miraculousness, spontaneous, miraculous physical well-being, healing, material abundance, prosperity, true friendships with people that know how to love, the authentic people that know how to reciprocate, right? All of that, belonging, beauty, joy, peace, comfort, well-being, bringing forth all this incredibleness from within you is very, 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 very real. It is real, it is true. All that lies within us. And when you begin to really realize that, the dark side gets extremely upset because it's losing the war. She got extremely upset because I saw right through her. I knew, because I could feel the energy. It was like, wow. It was really very educational, that experience, you know. And this is where I'm at, and maybe that's why I'm doing this video in regards to, because yeah, that extraction's horror. It was really, really, really difficult, and it's darkened in many ways since then, because it's the whole idea of you're going to lose all your teeth and you won't be able to eat, and or this is going to happen and that's going to happen. The dark side is very attacking. Yeah, it's very attacking, because the light has risen within me exponentially, has revealed itself within me exponentially, because that resistance of that orphan child notion of I've been badly betrayed, I've been severely traumatized, the cognitive dissonance, I can't trust the light is a liar, the light is evil pretending to be the light's not strong enough to help me or do anything. Evil is so, because evil feels so powerful, doesn't it? You've lived under its heavy influence your whole life and you weren't even aware of it. You're surrounded by people, I guess, who live under its control pretty much all the time and aren't aware of it. That reinforces the whole notion. It's like all these people that think all these horrible, nasty things about themselves and each other. You know, couples fighting, splitting up, because, oh, you know, this is going on, and it isn't. It's all a distortion and a manipulation. It manipulates everything. It destroys relationships. It destroys communities. It destroys everything. It twists and influences maliciously, malignantly, everything that is done and how it's done and where it's done. And it's all fucking insane and broken. And oh, we need money. Yeah, you need money. The forces of evil have misappropriated everything and then sell it back to us for this thing they've invented called money. It's all, you know, the whole thing, everything. So you're used to that. That is what you're used to. That has been your daily bread and water with flies on. Prison rations. So to go from that, gradually processing that, and it is like a substance. As you do your inner work, it will come out. It's like, get it out of me, get it off me. The disease demons, it causes disease, yes. It makes us very, very sick. Cancer, autoimmune, mental, depression. Yeah. All the food is poison, everything is insane. That's all you've known. So then that shift. And only those who genuinely walk the path with great commitment and persistence and perseverance and authenticity and integrity and so forth and so on will do it. Your heart has to be open for the truth to be revealed. The greatest fear is that you will choose light. You are light. And then it turns out that, oh, but evil is more powerful at the end of the day and you've lost and it's going to go dark forever. Because if you stop and think about what the implications of that might be, oh, evil always wins and there's nothing you can do. On a mental plane, oh yeah, that would be terrible, but what really would that be like if that were the truth, right? What would happen if that were the truth? Do you think? Your greatest fear, right? Oh, it's all a soul trap. We're never going to get out of here. No. It's going to get so bad and then you're going to kill yourself and then it'll just put you right back in. Well, yeah, never going to get out of here. No. Evil always wins. Nothing you can do. Well, and it's crazy and insane, but you're so fucking traumatized and so filled with rage because you've been subjugated and you've always known this is evil and this is wrong. But somehow the dark side has made you think the light has done this to you and that you can't trust the light. The light is evil and has done this to you. It's a great betrayal. It's the great betrayal. Don't go into the light or, well, when you really investigate this within you, you will find that there is all these different, very clever gaslighting programs that will stop you from going into your light. From whence all good things emanate. It does not want you there. It doesn't want you there. No. You can see why. Right? I'll leave it to you to work that one out. Why do you think all these hurdles and programs and shenanigans have been set up to stop you from realizing your light? From using that light, from expressing it and manifesting, not through control or making anything happen, but simple receptivity in the knowing that you are innocent, that you are pure, that you are beautiful, radiant, and that true well-being, prosperity, abundance, miraculousness is very, very real and yours by right. Receptivity, it's a sense of feeling, of being, of knowing this is truth, and I know it because I feel it, and it isn't just a feeling, I know it in my heart of hearts, and I know it in my intuition. I feel it. It is truth, it is real, and I've been lied to in every imaginable way. I've been had in every imaginable way, and now I have to face my greatest fear, so that I am free to move into my light and trust and know and have faith that all shall be well. That the days of evil are numbered. But it's like that experience in a hyperbaric chamber facility. It the dark side will feel this coming on, and it will get very angry. And it will come at you. It was like yesterday, I was lying in bed. I was really tired and I went to bed quite early, and I was lying in bed, and I kind of became really aware of how everything is on a loop in this fucking world, in this experience. Right? Looping thought patterns over and over and over again. I lie there now, and the dark side will come at me, it will come at me, it will come at me again and again and again and again. But I don't entangle myself anymore. I don't hold on to it. I don't clench up. I keep letting go. I am in awareness that let go. Keep letting go. Keep letting it go. Keep letting it go. Don't get involved. It's very hard going, but I sense what is happening. It's this, okay, yes, right. Keep letting go. And not just that, but to keep tuning into my light. Positive, miraculous healing developments are real, Anika. Yes, they are. You know that now, in your heart of hearts. Not just on the mental plane. It's become real. You know it lives within you. Yes. So keep letting go of that filth. Ooh, there it goes again. It's really weird, surreal shit, you know. Stuff comes up from like when you were little, or television program you watched when you were 9, and it's all really weird and distorted. Kids programs often are. Fear and rage, and this is going to happen. You're not going to be okay. You should kill yourself. Oh dear. All weird, surreal, Dali-esque weird shit. Subterranean insanity, because we are all insane with the pain. I've said this before. And it's the looping of it, the time. Time is a loop, you know. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, January, February, March, April, 2023, 2024. Looping. It's like the Truman Show, where everything is on a loop, everything is on a loop, everything is on a loop. Same old, same old. Every morning, hello neighbour. People get in their stupid car, go to their stupid job, earn their stupid money, you know. Everything is on a loop. And that's how you know it's all fake. Fibonacci loop. See? Mm-hmm. That is all fake. That is what happens when consciousness has been hacked, has been subjugated, enslaved by the dark side, and is made to create this experience, you know, and disease and misery and suffering. Yeah. But it ain't out there. That is there, and if you pay attention you see, wow, but in here, yeah, I mean, and it's all falling apart beautifully. Because we are, consciousness is rewilding itself, and we're making good progress here. Well, at least I feel I am. I can really only speak for myself, of course, you know, because I choose love, I choose light, I choose infinite positive possibility. It's plural. I choose to love myself, because it's all the difference between self-hate and self-love. Self-hate is evil always wins, and there's nothing you can do, and one way or another I'm just gonna, you know, somehow stay with that. Or self-love is facing your greatest fear, and even in a seeming absence of proof, choosing light and choosing to believe and have faith in miraculousness. Yes, because I feel it in my heart of hearts, and I feel it in my intuition, I feel it all the way, and it is me, it is a part of me despite the fear inundations, despite the rabid rage that I can feel from the dark side. The fear, so bad that, you know, it's, I can you feel it every, and the grief and the guilt and the shame and the rage and the this and the that and the you and the are and all the weird distortions. Oh, this is and this so and so thinking this and then and making you feel passive aggressive, or making you feel this rage, or making you feel something negative and toxic and harmful that you can let go. Let it go. Keep letting that go. Release it. Let it be clear. Let it pass. Waves, you know, it's like waves. It comes in waves. Let it wash over you. Do not get involved. Do not get entangled. Do not let it, you know. And keep bringing yourself back to light. It's very real. That resistance, that rage-filled, hate-filled resistance to the light was put there for a reason. It's the ultimate trap. You have to face your greatest fear and move into the light. And the only way you can do that is tiny bit by tiny bit by tiny bit, very, very gently. There is no other way. I mean, everything is so dark now, so strange. I mean, it hasn't stopped raining. We haven't seen the sun for, feels like weeks. When you're at this point, and you feel that light, and you know it so clearly, so beautifully, so supportively, that is when you see darkness in all its filth. It's completely there. You see it. You see it. You see it all. You know it all. You know. Wow. And that is horrifying. It is horrifying and repulsive. You see all of it. And you see all the people that are still under its control, and they live a life made up of platitudes. You know, it's like they say, how are you? And I never lie. I always say, well, it's been a tough week. Oh well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And it's like, I'm one of the strongest people I know. How strong am I supposed to get? No, it's not about that. It's hard. It triggers you. It hurts when people are incapable of giving you the love and the empathy that you might feel you need. But here's the thing. When it's withheld like that by people who don't know any better, right? Or just by empty people, NPCs and whatever, whoever, who really cares, right? It's because you are in a position then, because you know your needs. I need love, I cannot live without love. Because love is what feeds you truly, what nourishes you, and it is within you. I always get back to that again. I did that video, you know, the rabbit hole has no stairs, and it was so prophetic. It's my favourite video anyway. It's when everything is taken away and there's no more. It's like, go and buy something, it'll make you feel a little better for 5 minutes. Or eat something. Go do something, distract, no. And when all that goes away and there's nothing left at all, you're literally there with the bare bones of it all. That is your finest hour. That is where you face your greatest fear. That is where you make the best and biggest choice you could ever make, from dark to light. And it is, that leap of faith is, without any doubt, the most terrifying fucking thing. There are people, oh well, there's nothing, you have nothing left to lose. Well, actually, kind of you do, because it turns out that, after all, the light is powerless, or the light is only evil pretending to be the light, which it isn't, because too much beautiful meaningfulness has happened, and evil is very good at mimicking, but it ain't that good. That woman in that hyperbaric chamber, that demonic woman, wanted to subjugate me, wanted my money, wanted my chuckle-headed idiocy. Oh yeah, you must know what you're talking about. Oh, I'll just give you all my money. You know, like that's what evil's like. It's a parasite. She pretended to be the light. Oh, it's all about this, isn't it? And I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, eat loads of salt and this, that and the other. But I saw right through it. It was like bullshit. Evil doesn't want us to be in the know. It doesn't want us to illuminate ourselves. It doesn't want us to empower, to set boundaries, to see the truth. It doesn't want any of that, It wants subjugated slaves. You look at your normies living platitude lives. That's what evil wants. Subconscious, that's what evil wants, right? Control. It can't control people who are awakening, who are doing the inner work. But it will tell you, oh, love isn't going to lie. The light isn't going to manifest anything. I'm all powerful. Look at me. Look at how big and how bad I am. Look how I'm making you feel. Look how you're shaking and quaking in your boots with fear and terror. And like you've had another tooth pulled out. And it's never going to end until you're dead. It will tell you all these things, and it will fuck with you in every imaginable way. You know it. I know it. But I continue to bring myself back to my light, which I now feel strongly within me. What a blessing. And yeah, it's a leap of faith. And yeah, it's fucking terrifying. Yes, it is. It is the most terrifying thing ever. Because what if? Maybe I should just go back and stay in the dark, because at least then I can just sort of be there, and maybe somebody will rescue me, and maybe there's hope, maybe It's not going to work, guys. We have to choose our light, and we have to start to allow it to come up and be, and we will move into it more and more, and it's a journey of discovery. Many years ago, I don't know, maybe about 5 years, 6 years ago, I had a dream. And I was in a room with a being, which looked a bit like, you know, these lemurs that you get in Madagascar, sort of. It looked a bit like that. But it was white and pink and orange and a rose goldy pink, and it was fluffy ears, but it was a magical being. And it was sat across the table from me, and it looked at me and it said, "Do you believe in miracles?" And I was looking out the window over a vista of a dead-end street with absolutely no grass, no trees, nothing. It was just a street with houses all around it, with doors and windows. And the sun, the light was shining onto that street, and there were all these kids, and they were just running around and playing the way kids do in recess, you know? And I was up looking down at it through this window, and this being, "Do you believe in miracles?" That dream has come to, well, it's a very meaningful dream, and it's always stayed with me. Many of my dreams have. And that's it. Oh, wow. I mean, there's so many people who still are not awake, and they're doing that, and they've had their V, and they can move over there. It's all boarding gates, and this whole thing, it's so big, so big. If you do not choose your light, your miracle consciousness, which is yours by right, it's who we are, then no good will do. You'll stagnate. Fear is a powerful, powerful substance. We cannot let it defeat us, you know. We are miracle consciousness. That is what we really are. We are magical beings. That being, and then recently I had a dream where that same being turned into a dog, a really big dog, who put his paws on me and gave me a hug. I knew it was the same being because of the colouring. I've seen that world that light world, that shining world, that golden world, that miracle world, that magical world. And I know that we are magical beings, so I know I am. Shapeshifters, all kinds. It's incredible. It's incredible. A bridge of love between two worlds. The dark consciousness and the light, magical, miraculous consciousness. Some sort of healing, a reunification, the yin, the yang. It's coming together. And yes, I know it's very slow. I know that. It's very slow. It's like, fucking hurry up already, right? But there's so much resistance because of the trauma. You see? That's why. So that's where I'm at, guys. That's where I'm at now. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep doing that because, well, that's just the way it is. That's who I am. That's what I am. I am a being of light. I choose love. And I work through it. Yeah. I think that's all for today. The leap of faith, it is a terrifying prospect. I am well aware of it. Because it's not true that you have nothing to lose. You have everything to lose. Everything hangs in a balance. Everything. But it's always been about the dark, evil distortion. It's fucked with our consciousness in every imaginable way. That's why we think that way. That's why we see it that, oh, it could be, better just stay in the dark. Yeah. So, you know, but I feel it. I know. I understand. And I, for one, will say, well, look, I can't go and stay there. I can't do it anymore because it's torture. It is the worst misery. And I can't do it on my own. It's very difficult. It's very hard. It predictively programs us all the time, in this sense that a slew of all these bad things are going to happen. That might happen, that might happen, that's going to happen, that's going to happen. And yeah, a lot of the stuff it tells you is going to happen doesn't happen. But it's such an onslaught of negative, toxic, harmful, spiteful garbage that inevitably shit happens. Bad shit happens. Because you're being predictively programmed by it, literally, all the time. Right? And on another level, your behavior is influenced by it. Because you think somebody is this way and they're saying this about you and they're doing that and this is going on and that's going on. And it isn't at all. It's not. There is no problem. There is no issue. But you think there is, so you behave a certain way. Right? Oh, I can't say this because they think that, and ooh and ah, and oh, the whole thing is one giant manipulation, guys. It really is, and it's horrifying. I know it is. It's horrifying. It's like, what the fuck? The fear of it all and the horror. Wow. So you have two choices. You can either work through this, face this fear, make this leap of faith. Even whilst facing that great fear. Because it's about self-love, it's about commitment to self, it's about coming home to self, to your light, to your truth, to your magic and your miracle consciousness. There is nowhere else to go. The darkness, yeah, but you already know that. That's all you've done and done and done. And it's doing it to you. So, right? So I choose love, and I choose to take that leap of faith, and I choose to face my greatest fear, and I will carry on doing it because I love myself and I deserve to be free. We all do.